Hey, what's up, VC? John here from JB's Vinyl and Cassettes. I am sitting outside one of my favorite record dives in the entire world, Spindles, and I'm going to do a little bit of digging. Not looking to spend a whole lot of money at all, but I want to see if there's any surprises that I might want to, buys. So I'm going to do a little bit of digging, and then tomorrow I will make the second part of this video where we will go over what it is that I found, if I find anything. So let's do this. All right, gang, back in the car. I have a bag of 5 albums. And you know what's cool about being friends with a local record dealer? I decided to go everything cheap today. Everything was dollar bins. Everything was the $2 and $3 bins. Walked up to the front, and the guy was like, dude, you're in here so much. Take them. So how about that? 5 albums that I was willing to pay probably a total of maybe $20 total for, but instead I get them for free. So now let's check out what I got. Okay, super excited. I actually went through these, I cleaned them, I play tested them, and some of these are great. There's actually only one that I don't like very much at all, and that is this one right here, and I'm going to probably donate it. Rinky, Dink, and the Crystal Set. And I literally looked online everywhere. I could find snippets. They had some sort of song that was kind of a hit, but not on this. This is some of our hits from some of our shows that nobody knows that nobody knows. And I found it interesting because it was on Sun & Co. Harvest here. And it had this sticker that says compatible plays on any phonograph. And I was like, okay, so for $1 or $2, I'll try it out. But the music is just very show-tuney. Not that I don't like show tunes at all, but it's just not my cup of tea at all. So Rinky Dink and the Crystal Set is getting donated. Next. All right, this one I'm super excited to have because I've always wanted it as a kid. I remember looking at this album cover and always thinking it might be Darth Vader, even though it wasn't. Just me saying that, there's a good chance that some of you out there went, oh, I know what album that is. You're right. Wishbone Ash, Argus. And I just have always found the mystique of this album cover really cool. But the music that is contained within is amazing. This is their 3rd album. It was released in 1972. It peaked at number 3 in the UK, so it was very popular over there. Martin Birch was the producer for this album. He produced such acts as Iron Maiden later on and Sabbath, bands like that. Deep Purple, I think, around the same time as this album right here. So anyway, such a great mix of prog and rock and folk, and they've got this really cool duo harmonizing guitar thing that is just really wonderful to listen to. So Wishbone Ash, Argus, great album. This copy turned out to be super clean and sound really nice. Again, for getting it for free, can't go wrong there. Next. Okay, so this 3rd album is from a band that I hold in high regard. The leader, Todd Rundgren, is a very popular individual, wrote many, many good songs on many, many great albums. Many of them for a band called Utopia. So I picked up Defaced the Music by Utopia in our little hunt. And I think it's a great album. Came out in 1980, and it's their 5th album. And what it was pretty much an homage to the Beatles. And the tracks kind of reflect different eras and sounds that the Beatles had. Here is the album label here. Hopefully you're seeing that on the Bearsville label. Love that. Moving around in case it's not looking too good there on the camera. Good old Todd there. So, anyway, I Just Want to Touch You was actually the lead song on here. I Just Want to Touch You was actually rejected from a movie in 1980 called Roadie. It was for the soundtrack. And it was because the song sounded so much like the Beatles, they didn't want to get in trouble and get copyright and lawsuits and things like that. So they rejected the song because it sounded so Beatle-esque. And then Take It Home, that's on here, right? Yeah, Take It Home is another song that I believe it was their homage to Day Tripper. Sounds a lot like it, stolen right there from it. But it's a really good album. And again, you know, if you can find it for just a couple of bucks or whatever, it's totally worth investing in. Good work right here. Next. All right, so this next album just kind of caught my eye because of the way the cover looked, the way the band looked on the cover, and the name. Because the name was Mark-Almond, and I've heard of Mark-Almond. I know who Mark-Almond is, and yet it wasn't that Mark-Almond. This is Mark-Almond with a K, not with a C, and it's Mark-Almond, and this is their second album. Came out in 1971 on Blue Thumb. You can see the Blue Thumb right there. Blue Thumb was around in 1968 to 1978 out of Beverly Hills. And then it disbanded. And then it came back in 95 until 2005. And then it's no more again. So, but this is kind of progressive rock, jazz, pop. It's very interesting. I really actually like it a lot. I love that Blue Thumb label there. But super cool. Like, I am super excited to have found this album and this band because when they get into their jazz, like instrumental little like let's go crazy moments, it is phenomenal. They go fast and they jam and they riff and super fun. So I am definitely going to check these guys out some more. You should too. Next album. Okay, fifth and final album that you were there with me when I found. And I have never heard of this woman before, but she looked pretty, looked like from the era and the genre of albums and singers that I like. So I was like, I'm going to try this. Her name is Claudine, and the album is called The Look of Love. Now, again, I've just never heard of this. You all might be like, my goodness, I have her tattooed on my back. But I'd never heard of her. Her actual name is Claudine Longet. She is French. And I have a thing for like the 60s French era of like pop and garage music, especially the female singers. It's just something like I collect them and I've got some really cool albums. And she sings all these in English, but she sings with such a soft, beautiful voice and an accent. She reminds me a little bit of someone that I really like named Blossom Dearie, if you've never heard her. A very unique voice and a very high-pitched voice and kind of soft at times. And that's kind of how Claudine is. And with the French accent, it's just and very soft and breathy. It's just awesome. So here we are right here on A&M Records, The Look of Love here. And I have listened to this entire album, and it is great. So then I find out she was married to Andy Williams, actually, from 61 to 75. So then, in like 77, I think it was, she ended up getting convicted of neglectful manslaughter, something like that, and for her boyfriend. And I think she's free and everything, but she's stayed completely out of the limelight since that day, from what I've read so far. But very much a mystique to this album here. But she has very piercing eyes, and it's just a really, really, really cool record. So I think you guys should check it out. And that's it. We're done. So I appreciate you guys sticking around. I hope you all stay blessed, and I'll see you next time.